Hello, hello. Happy Friday, everybody. Okay, so I'm going to show you something. In our release and realign program, we're doing releasing of last year. You've probably heard me say this, doing releasing of last year and doing planning for the upcoming year. So part of the releasing is decluttering the physical space. So see y'all back here. I did the kids' toys last week. This week I'm doing my dining room and office space. So I've got boxes everywhere. We're like literally getting minimalist now. Not hardcore minimalist, but it's part of this releasing of 2018. It's all like really releasing things that don't bring me total joy. So I'm so excited to be working on this project right now. It's so good. So if any of you out there who are doing release and realign are decluttering with me still, yes, it is. It's an ongoing thing and it feels so good. So, releasing the physical. There's the boxes, we're doing it. But now we have to release some of the mental, some of the emotional and mental clutter that can pile up. So this is why I'm talking about limiting beliefs, right? That like they come up all the time, right? How many times do you hear about limiting beliefs? How many times do we look back and really see that our own thought patterns have stopped us from doing things we wanted to do? And yesterday I did a live stream about the difference between when we're excited about something, we're excited, scared, and we know it's something we really want to do, but we're letting our thoughts get in the way. And when it's just not in alignment and we're really just not, it's not something that's going to serve our passion, our purpose, and our soul. So yesterday I talked about when it's fear, when it's just fear getting in the way, usually we're super excited and stoked about doing something new and accomplishing something, or we're taking a big risk or a big leap, and that's when our limiting beliefs start to talk back to us. It's a mechanism we all have within us. It's part of our nervous system, right? Some people call it the subconscious mind. You'll hear it called the ego mind. Sometimes it has little nicknames like your gremlin, your inner mean girl, like whatever you want to call it. It's also a function of our nervous systems. So because when we were primitive peeps, we had to have some sort of a mechanism built in that put us on guard, because you never knew when you were walking down a path or walking through the woods if a predator was going to jump out at you from behind a corner or from behind a tree, or you never knew. So your mind remembered that there is fear and danger out there. So it would keep you in that place of almost like a fight or flight, be on alert, because you had to survive. So now we've evolved into 2018 wonderful peeps. And so our mind still does this. Our nervous system still does the same function. It's still that primitive system that's there to protect us. So even though it's trying to love us, we don't have those same dangers here anymore in our world. So it's now becomes perceived dangers. So whatever our nervous system perceives to be dangerous and perceives as a threat to our well-being, it's going to trigger all of those things. Instead of like that fight or flight, it's going to trigger those limiting beliefs to come up and start talking to us and saying, oh, remember that time when you tried to do this and this happened, or this person messed up when they tried to do it, or remember what if you go and try to talk to that man or that girl and you can't forget, you can't remember what you're going to say and you look stupid, or I want to go live, but I'm afraid that I'm going to, stumble through my words, or nobody's going to come on, like all those things, right? All the things come up from way back when. And so now all we have to do is retrain that nervous system. And so the only way we're going to retrain it to get really block those limiting beliefs is to train it to know that it can do something, because it doesn't have the feeling of doing that big thing. It doesn't have the feeling of, say your goal is to have a six-figure year income in your business or at your job. If it's never done that before, if you've never done that, your nervous system is going to go, it's going to freak out and go, I don't know what this is not normal. We haven't done this. I don't know what this is. This might not be safe. Let me try to protect you and keep you right with what I know. I can do 50,000, right? So it's going to try to keep you there. So all you need to do is take action, and take, even if it's small, tiny actions towards your goal that will help to retrain your nervous system. Okay, I can get used to this. I pushed through that fear and that limiting belief and I did it anyway. Just like if you're, a gymnast or something like that and you have to try a backflip, your nervous system is gonna be afraid and try to convince you that it's dangerous and you shouldn't do it, and just until you actually do it. Even if you don't do it perfectly, which you're not going to, this isn't about perfection. Even if you don't do it right the first time, you still did it and you've retrained. Now it has to recalibrate to say, okay, we've tried this, we can try this again. Then it's just doesn't have that fear anymore. So this is kind of the step before that. Before you take that action, we're gonna work on trying to identify when those limiting beliefs are coming in. And so that they're not an actual real fear, they're not something that's out of alignment, it's actually just a limiting belief. So how do we know if it is or not? So the first thing I usually tell people who work with me to do is journal. Journal it, journal it, journal it. Write those limiting beliefs out. And a limiting thought or a belief would be something like, I suck at parenting, or I always mess up when I go and, perform in front of other people, or I'm not good at math, or I can't ever meet my soulmate. I always attract relationships that are bad. I can't earn, 6 figures in my online business. I know, I'm afraid that all my friends and family are going to think that it's a scam and it's this pyramid scheme, and nobody's going to like my posts. Everyone's going to think I'm some schemy salesperson, and nobody's going to listen to me anyway. Like, these are all like limiting beliefs that we have, stemming back from when we had some similar experience as a child. All they are is our nervous system bringing up some similar situation that we had happen to us when we were little and kind of equate it to right now when we're not little anymore. We're not in that situation anymore. But it's going to make us think like, oh, the same thing can happen, or it's going to prey on our deepest fears of human being, like fear of abandonment is one of our human being fears, like a primal fear, like we're going to be cast out from the pack. So it's, if you join one of those MLMs, nobody's going to want to talk to you and everyone's going to run away, like that kind of thing. Or if I go out there and I want to be a sex and intimacy coach and I talk about it on my Facebook wall, what's my mother going to say? Or what are my people going to say? What are my friends going to say? So write it down. Write down all those thoughts that you're having, especially if they're repeating. If you find yourself repeating the same thoughts or the same things over and over again keep coming up when you're trying to do something new, or something hurt you in the past and you're kind of thinking, what if, the same thing, as you listen for those what ifs, or I shoulda, or I should do this, or maybe I always do that. Write them all down, write them out. First of all, I guarantee you when you write it, you're gonna look at it and read it and it's a little less scary. Sometimes just shining that light on a dark thought just makes it just diffuses it. So you'll look at it and go, oh yeah, that's not scary. And I know, because the ultimate question is this statement actually true? Is it true that you're not attractive and you're never going to be able to attract your soulmate? Is it true that you're never going to be able to make a certain amount of income? Is it true that you don't, you can never learn how to do something, you can never improve at something, you can never be this? Is it ultimately true? So read it, write it out, read it, and then challenge it. Is it actually true? And you can do that and you can prove it wrong. Usually most of the time, I would say 99.9% of the time, it's not true. Or like, am I a crappy parent? Am I a crappy spouse or partner? Most of the time that's not gonna be true. So how do you know it's not true? You can challenge it by saying, what would a third-party neutral person say? If somebody was to meet me and observe me as a third-party neutral, would they actually think this was true, right? Would they actually look at you throughout the day and go, oh yeah, you're a crappy parent? I'm guessing probably not. They would think you're a pretty good parent, right? We all make our mistakes, right? But they would, or am I really am I really doing crappy on my live stream? 9 times out of 10, if you're new to live streams, people who are watching third-party neutrals don't even know you're nervous. Like, it doesn't even show. So these things aren't true. So picture it from that perspective. Would a neutral person agree with me or not? Okay, and the second way to look at it is there anyone else out there who has accomplished this thing that I'm trying to do? Because if somebody else has done it, then that's it. it just neutralizes your limiting belief, because you can too. If there's proof out there that somebody has done it, then you can do it too. And I keep going back to business because I hear this so much in business world. Like, if you have, I can't have kids and have a successful home business. Well, can you go out there and look and see if anyone out there has kids and runs a successful business from home? If there are, and I know there are, then you know you can do it too. It's already in the possible. It's already in the possible if somebody else has accomplished it, and has accomplished it under really tough circumstances. They've bounced back. They have overcome. And I guarantee you're going to find those stories. So challenge it with that. And also ask, when you're thinking these thoughts to yourself, are they empowering thoughts or are they disempowering thoughts? Because if you're listening, part of what we do here is we're learning to listen to our intuition. We're learning to listen to our higher self. We're learning to get divine guidance and be open to receiving. And every single time, divine guidance is going to be empowering. If it's a disempowering thought or a disempowering statement that you're thinking about yourself, I'm just going to tell you that it's not coming from your higher self. It's not coming from your intuition. It's not coming from any divine guidance, because it's not going to be said that way. So you know it's ego mind, it's limiting belief, it's subconscious, it's your monkey chatter, whatever you want to call it. So it's a limiting belief popping up. If it's disempowering, limiting belief. Also too, ask yourself, is this getting in the way? Is this thought that I'm having, is this perceived problem that I have getting in the way of me getting what I want? Is it getting in the way of me moving forward? Is it phone call? Is it getting in the way of me experiencing joy and fulfillment? Is it getting in the way of me going towards my vision? If it is getting in the way, then you need to challenge it and ask, go through it. Is this true? What a third party neutral say, agree with me. Has it been done out? Wow, persistent caller. So, do it that way, and then ask yourself, what is possible? What is possible if I let this thought go? What if I just let this thought go and I don't even analyze it and I just say it's not true and I choose to let it go? Then what becomes possible? What opens up for me, right? Because the universe is limitless. The universe has no limits. So anything is really possible. So if you are not limited by your circumstances, you are not limited by your past, you are not limited by anything. So if you take away those disempowering statements, what then becomes possible? And it's pretty much anything. And doesn't that feel better? And then ultimately ask yourself, what feels better? Does it feel good to be thinking this statement? Does it expand me, or does it drain my energy? These are all ways that you can ask and really look and analyze your own thoughts and whatever is getting in your way, or whatever perceived obstacle that you have, and test it and see, is this a true obstacle that's in my way that I need to deal with? Because you can deal with obstacles too. Or is it something that's coming up so that I change course? Is it some sort of a divine sign, which that we need to distinguish this, because oftentimes we can look at it and say, oh, it's a sign I'm not supposed to do this, when actually it's just our limiting belief that's trying to give us an excuse to stay small. So we need to go through, I'm giving you these tools and these questions and this way to analyze all of these thoughts, all of your obstacles, so you can really tell, is this a true obstacle that needs to be dealt with? Or is this a true kind of a sign or a situation that is really leading me to change course or change direction? Or is this just a limiting belief getting in my way? Is this just the nervous system freaking out because I'm trying to do something new and it's just trying to keep me safe? But we know it's okay. It is safe. It is safe, and it's okay. There's nothing, there's no threat. It's absolutely okay. And it's there to try to keep me small and in my comfort zone, which isn't really all that comfortable, is it? Right? Because our comfort zones are all, not that comfortable when we look at it. So those are my tips for you today about how to identify and challenge your limiting beliefs, to know, is it a limiting belief or is it a true obstacle? Because this year in 2019, I want every single one of you to be able to really, really get in touch with who you are, what you want, and how you're going to get there, and not let anything from your past or any limiting beliefs or come up and stop you this year, right? If they've stopped you in the past, it's okay. We're going to let it go. It happens to every single one of us. But this year, I want your vision for yourself to be so fucking strong and so fucking clear that nothing is going to get in your way. Things are going to happen. Things may get frustrated. There may be bumps in the road, but ultimately, you're going to be able to step over whatever boundary. You're going to be able to really release any toxic thought patterns that are going to slow you down or get in your way from living your soul aligned life. Like we're not letting anything get in the way this year. This is the year to make the changes you've always wanted to make. That's it. We're declaring it. We have declared it, and we're doing this now. So I hope that helped. If you have any questions about any of this, definitely comment below or post in the group and let me know. If you want to come on over to Release and Realign, we are halfway through the program, but you can absolutely start wherever you are, or you can start from the beginning. There's no pressure. It's your time. We had an amazing, amazing call last night. I'm still kind of like got the chills and got the high tingly vibes from it, because we did a visualization about our future self, talking to ourselves a year from now. And it was freaking good. It was really, really good. I'm actually going to do it again because I had so much fun. I was actually saying it. Now I'm going to go through it and listen to myself and do it from the other perspective. Woo, I love it. So I encourage you to join us. Invite any of your friends that you think might be helped by this or would find value in this, you think might need it. Invite them to this group here. Invite them to the Release and Realign. And, you know, hey guys, hey ladies, thank you for the hearts too. And really, I encourage this group is a safe space for women to be who they truly are and really live the life that they've been just craving and screaming to live, but somehow have been held back in the past. Not happening this year, y'all. All right, so love you very much. Thank you so much for being here. I so appreciate it. I will see you next Monday for my Monday through Friday live streams, and I'll talk to you. Have an amazing weekend.